Yeah, it's Big C, Fin Posse Podcast in the building. If you hating on the Fins, turn this up louder. I grew up on Shula, chalk lines, cold rain, Marino in the pocket, dropping dimes, pure flame. 7-2 perfect, you can't say a thing back. Undefeated on your head, living rent-free fact. Jason Taylor off the edge, helmets turn to skyward. That thumping chest, every hit like a siren. You talking about rings, get your history straight. We the reason that the word perfect holds weight. It's that Fin Posse, rage, turn the volume up. Hey, slick on Miami, you'll get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, rage, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get that story right. Yeah, Larry C. sunk in the mud, blood on his mouthpiece. Ricky in the backfield, making whole crowd screech. Wake off the snap count, quarterbacks daydreaming. By the time they look up, all they see is teal streaming. You forgot about Grease, you forgot about Twilly, you forgot Nat Moore. Going up, getting silly from Marino to Tua lineage, same jersey. We've been airing that thing out since before you that 30. Posse, rage, turn the volume up. Y'all slick on Miami, you get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, rage, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get that story right. This for the diehards, slamming doors on the loss. This for the old heads still quoting Shula talk. This for the kids wearing jerseys in June, waiting all year just to scream in the room. It's that Fin Posse rage, turn the volume up. Slick on Miami, you get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse rage, put respect on the name. Big C in the crew, let them drown in the shame. It's the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. Fin Posse Podcast, get the Dolphin story right. Woo! Get the Dolphin story right. Woo! Get the Dolphin story right.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. You got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second.
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everybody doing? Happy Tuesday to everyone out there in Dolphin Land, in the chat. Good morning. Man, I'll tell you what, yesterday was a pretty exciting day for me. I ain't gonna lie. You know, we started yesterday off doing a couple mock drafts, which, you know, I'm probably going to kill you with these mock drafts. You're probably going to get tired of them, but you know, this is the slow part of the year until you get to the draft, you know, so what better to do than to sit here and have mock drafts that are not going to turn out any which way near the way the real draft is going to turn out. Obviously, I know that it's just for fun, folks. Do not take these drafts too serious. We're going to try a million different things, go in a million different directions. Does that mean I think the Dolphins should do everything that I'm going to try? No. Does it mean that I believe this is what the Dolphins are going to do? No. It's just an exercise. It's just for fun. It's just for something to keep us busy. It's just entertainment. That being said, yesterday, I got to give a shout out to Dean. I don't know what Dean did. I don't know what Dean's doing, but Dean said he was going to get me to 1,000 subscribers by the middle of April. Yesterday's video was my most successful video that I've had. By far, the most successful video I've had. It had over 1,100 60s views as of right now. I gained 25 new subscribers yet since yesterday. So Dean, hats off to you. I don't know if it was all you, but I mean, obviously you said you played a major part in that. Uh, that's awesome. I appreciate it. If we can continue to hit those marks, we'll be there in no time. That's exciting. Man, oh man. But everybody do your part. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share. I want to hear from you. Become a member to the channel. Listen, some of these giveaways, these great giveaways, are gonna be strictly for members only. Again, with the membership, you're gonna get to watch me on Sundays blow my gasket as the Miami Dolphins get crushed this year. I'm gonna be cheering for them. I'm gonna be hoping. I'm gonna be praying. But things are possibly going to get broke. There will be a ton of cuss words. So if you're worried about the language, you probably shouldn't tune in. But it's going to be a great time. There's going to be a lot of perks. I'm going to probably start a Madden simulation, fantasy football leagues, all types of stuff. So become a member. Become a member. Help support the channel. You're not just another name over here on this channel. Like, I feel like we have real relationships over here, and just become part of the fam. Help build up a channel from the ground up. You know what I mean? Let's see who's all up in the chat this morning. Special shout out to the members that we already have. Obviously, Bonnie, Michael Lombardo, Miller, Jocelyn, CB83 was gifted a membership. Also, my Eagles boy was gifted a membership. Dean, good morning. Lombardo, good morning. Joe, good morning. Figueroa, good morning. Marino, greatest ever. I agree, brother. Mock draft, just throw the picks away because we have HN, right? Why you do that? Why, Joe, why you do that? Why you do that? Because I disagree with trading one player. Like, come on. Like, I'm all right with, like I said yesterday when the news was talked about Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks is one of my favorite players, but it makes sense to trade him. Just because I don't agree with trading one player doesn't mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he's a god. I just don't think the compensation is worth it. The compensation you're going to get for HN's not going to be worth it. I know you're throwing around 2 second-round picks. 2 second-round picks. What are the chances that even one of those second-round picks turns into a player the caliber Devon HN? What are the chances? Very low. Very low. JT was the best. So many good memories. Brady killer. Cat in the Hat, what's up? What's up? Yeah, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Lombardo says you need to stay at 11 and 30 and take the picks to be starters. Bonnie, good morning. Good morning. Edward, good morning. All right, yeah. So again, not a lot of news. No more really news on the Jordan Brooks front. Again, if the Miami Dolphins can get some compensation and it makes sense, you got to move on from Jordan Brooks, even though I think he's the best middle linebacker we've had since Zach Thomas. I think he's a great player. I just think that, by the time we're ready to compete, Jordan Brooks is going to be 30 years old. You know what I mean? He's going to be headed down that decline. He's going to be ready to hit a decline. And, if we can get a second, maybe even a third round pick for Jordan Brooks and not have to eat up his salary, because he's going to want a new deal, and rightfully so. I think you might have to make that move. I think he might have to make that move. If he's here on this team, I'm cool with it. If we have to trade him because they feel like that's the right path we need to go down, then I'm cool with it. And, if Devon Achane does get traded, I'm not going to stop being a Dolphins fan. You know what I mean? Like, will I be upset? Sure. I was upset when Tyreek had to leave, even though I knew it was what was for the best. You know what I mean? I knew we couldn't pay Tyreek $52 million, especially coming off that injury. I wasn't happy about Tyreek leaving, but I understood it and it made sense. And I'm a bigger Tyreek guy than I am an Achane guy. So that's what I mean. If it makes sense, I'm all right with it. If it makes sense, I'm all right with it. It just, Achane fits the same mold. It's not the same mold. It's not the same mold. There's a major difference. Achane's 24 years old. Jordan Brooks is 28. We'll be 29 this year. Tyreek was willing to restructure. Yeah, I mean, obviously the thing that Tyreek did off the field are where, new coaches don't want to deal with that headache. Maybe a veteran coach, a coach that's been somewhere a long time, maybe they're willing to deal with that, like a Andy Reid, a John Harbaugh, that type of coach. But a new head coach coming into his first job, he don't want to be undermined by the star receiver, especially when the star receiver's coming off a major injury. He's on the wrong side of 30. I get why they had to move on from Tyreek. I get it. But anyway, let's get into this. Shelf life of a 24-year-old running back is equal to a 28-year-old linebacker easily. I don't know about that, Miller. They both take a pounding inside. Pause. They both take a pounding on the inside, though. I mean, if there's two positions very comparable, it's the running back and linebacker position. Head-on collisions every play, right? Head-on collisions every play. Pause again. But yeah, let's get into this mock. Again, I'm sorry if you feel like it. Listen, if there's another topic of another show that you want to do, if you got an idea for a show, I'm more than willing to listen and hear you out and come up with something. But right now, it's all about the NFL draft, and I'm gonna do some crazy stuff in some of these drafts. So, there'll be certain mock drafts that we don't pick in the first round. Now, how likely is that to happen? 0% chance that we don't select a player in the first round of this year's draft. But we're gonna give it a try. Why not? So let's get into it. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like this stick to the model mock draft setup. I think it's one of the better ones that I've seen. I think it holds pretty realistic to where players are going to land. I like the fact that you can trade players, that you can trade draft picks. I like all that. So I think this is a pretty good model. Also, what was I going to say? I forget what I was going to say, but yeah. All right. I don't know what avenue I'm going to choose to go down for this mock. Well, let's get her started. All right, Fano's on the board, Tyson's on the board, Lemon, Sadiq. This would be one of the worst case scenarios, in my opinion. I mean, the only pick here that I feel like is worth 11 is Fano, the offensive tackle from Utah. Let's see what trades are available. Dallas wants to move up. Detroit wants to move up. I mean, without question, Dallas is one pick behind us. You absolutely take this. They wanted to get Terrell. What other picks are on the board? Baltimore. There's not a chance in hell. Who are they coming up to get? Yeah, I think there's a pretty big fall off. I'm taking Fano here. Now, I know we took Fano in the first round yesterday in one of the mocks. Let's see. Arizona wants to get about 65. Hell no. But I will accept this from Seattle. Now here, you got Chris Johnson. I really like him. But I like TJ Parker. I like TJ Parker out of Clemson. I think he's a pretty good pass rusher. So I'm going to go and grab TJ Parker here. Oh my God. That sucks. I didn't hit. That was a 1-round mock draft, obviously. My fault. My fault, folks. All right, whatever. Here we go. All right, Ruben Bain's on the clock. Ruben Bain's there available. So this is a complete switch up. 14,150. That's a big move down. Man, I'm not in love with any of these. I'm not in love with any of these trades. So I'm going to take Bain here. We get our pass rusher. There's a complaint about small arms, but I'm not overly worried about it. We will take this offer from Seattle to move down to. We could double down on the pass rushers. We could go get his Bain's teammate, Mesidor. You want to see how much it would cost to go get Mendoza? Probably too much. They probably wouldn't come off it. Chris Johnson still there. Wide receivers. Brazil. You got Jordan Brooks possibly getting traded too. Let's see what some of these trade offers are. Houston. Let's go ahead and take Houston's trade. Chris Johnson got taken one pick ahead. That would have been optimal. We will not be doing that. Manuel McNeil Warren, the safety out of Toledo. I really like him, but I'm concerned because Toledo's a small school. Anthony Hill Jr., inside linebacker. If we have to go and trade, if we trade Jordan Brooks, Anthony Hill Jr. makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and grab him up. Now, this one right here, this is... I like D'Angelo Pons a lot. He is a superstar corner, but he's so undersized. Can you put him on the outside? Sure. He's more of a slot corner, though. But I think he can lock down that slot position. But don't forget, Brent Grimes was a undersized corner with great athletic ability, and he did just fine on the outside. One of my favorite Dolphin corners of all time. I'm going to take D'Angelo Pons. Now we do need some help on the offensive line. Let's see what trade offers are. We're not touching those. Rutledge, I love Rutledge. I usually take him in most of my mocks, to be honest. I mean, we gained 2 extra second rounders for next year too. So remember that when this draft's all said and done, we got 2 extra second rounders next year. Oh man. Let's see. Yeah, no trades that I want. Let's see. Can you guys know I like Deion Burks. Again, we're talking about getting those bigger wide receivers, but we got rid of we got rid of Tyreek. We got rid of a lot of the small explosive receivers. So we do need to add some speed. And then I'm going to go ahead and double down on wide receiver and grab Bryce Lance. A lot of people don't like him, but I think he gives you some big play ability down the field. He's great at contested catches. You got Michael Trigg, the tight end. Go ahead and grab him up. I've started to study tape of some late round picks that we can maybe target, some late round guys that we could possibly target. So hopefully we can start trying to hit some home runs in the later rounds. This Max, I don't know how you say his name, from Iowa. I kind of like him. And the only real reason, and it might sound stupid to you, is because I've had him on my team in Madden quite a few times, and he's done justice for me. I know that's not saying a lot, but want to win championships, no Canes. Pond's too little. Juju would start over him. Juju can't stay healthy, and I don't believe that. Brett Grimes was an undersized corner. Just because you're undersized don't mean you can't be a great player. Allen Iverson was a great player in basketball. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're undersized, is it harder to become a great player? Sure, but I don't. It doesn't mean that you can't. Let's take a look at our picks. All right, we got Bain, Anthony Hill Jr., Pons, Rutledge, Deion Burks. Bryce Lance, Michael Trigg, Max. See if we can't create a trade. Do 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 do. They want more than. Where's our trade? Where's our picks that we gained? Can't use those. Never mind. Let's see who's still left at safety. Let's go with Lorenzo Styles Jr. He's the brother of Sonny. And Luke Altmaier. A- draft: Ruben Baden Jr., Anthony Hill Jr., D'Angelo Pons, Keon Rutledge, Deion Burks. Not in love with this one. Bryce Lance, Michael Trigg. Next, Louis Lorenzo Styles Jr., Luke Ademeyer, and Tristan Lee. T4L says horrible draft. Yeah, this one wasn't my favorite, to be honest. It wasn't my favorite. I feel like Bain was the only real choice, and they didn't give us a bunch of options for trades. Yeah, I mean, if I had my choice, I wouldn't probably take Bain at 11. I just wouldn't. Miller said he wants to see what it would take to trade up and get Mendoza. I don't think we have enough arsenal. I mean, it's going to take four first rounders for sure. Proposed trade. We'd have to give up in this one. We'd have to give up our 11, 30, our first, and next year, and our first the year after that. And now we got a trade offer. Let's see. We get 3 in a future, which don't make sense. All right. So this one's for Miller, I guess. Fernando Mendoza, come on down. You are the next contestant for the Miami Dolphins. All right. So that would leave us with our next pick at 43. Now, since we traded away some picks, you might want to try to get some compensation back. But they're not offering us really shit. Feel like you want to get your young court. I mean, it doesn't really. You go out and you get Malik Willis. It just doesn't make sense to do this. It makes zero sense to do this. I mean, if you take a quarterback, this is going to be another probably not great one. But if you take a quarterback that early and you invest your future in them, I'm going to get the best offensive guard because that's a major issue on our offensive line. I'm going to take Chase Bosontes, Texas A&M guard. I'm going to take the best guard available. And then I'm going to double down on it with Keon Rutledge. You got to protect this new quarterback you just invested in. Yeah, this is going to be a terrible draft, guys. This is going to be offensive heavy, probably. I'm going to take Deion Burks again. Miller wanted to see what it was going to look like. Don't do that, Joe. See, you trying to shoot shots at me. I said we were going to do a lot of different things. A lot of different things. We're going to take Emmett Johnson here, the running back. Oh, this is unrealistic. Seattle gave us a first and a second rounder next year for Devon Achane. A first and a second for next year for Devon Achane. And I made that trade because I took the running back from Nebraska. Justin Jolly, tight end. I like him a lot. Again, we're going to try to surround Mendoza with some weapons. Take Josh Cameron from Baylor. He's a bigger bodied wide receiver. Kevin Coleman Jr. is a dog. We need some corner help, obviously. I don't know. 5'10", 185. Super fast, though. Listen, he sounds good. Let's give him a try. Let's give him a try. We need some safety help, too. And we're just gonna, like I said, these late round guys. I'm gonna do some more investigate. They gave us a C plus for this one, and I can't blame them. We traded away our future for Fernando Mendoza. Uh, this one was a little rough, but Miller wanted to see it, so we gave him an opportunity. It says if you choose to trade Achan, check out Desmond Claiborne out of Wake Forest. Who's the other kid? Mike Washington Jr. All right, let's grab it. Let's do another. Screw it. All right, so this is an interesting one. Sony Styles fell to 11 to us here. Fano's on the board. None of these trades I'm overly interested in. Do you guys like Sony Styles? Or is Fano the pick? Sony Styles it is. Mm. Just gonna keep our picks here. Go ahead and take Mesidor, the ad with Styles to help revamp that defense. I like this Keith Abney, the second from Arizona State. I'm gonna go ahead and grab him up. Trying to get this defense revamped. Again, my boy Rutledge. Oh, they reject there. That's trying to be slick. Let's see. Dang. Nobody want to do business with us. Let's try one more try. So I trade Achane a second and a third for Justin Jefferson. Give Malik Willis a real weapon to rock with. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to who do we want to take here? Austin Barber, the offensive tackle out of Florida. And then we're going to get this Desmond Claiborne, the running back that you was clamoring for. Kevin Coleman Jr., wide receiver, that add the Jordan Jefferson, or Justin Jefferson. Take the cornerback, Damani Jackson from Alabama. This kid was actually pretty nice when I read him to Pride, too. Go ahead and grab us a tight end. B- draft. We got Sony Styles, Mezzador to shore up that defense with Keith Abney, the corner from Arizona State, Rutledge, Austin Barber shore up that offensive line. We got the running back Claiborne from Wake Forest, wide receiver Kevin Coleman Jr., corner Damari Jackson from Alabama, corner Pride Jr., and tight end Lance Mason. We traded for Jefferson. But yeah, I mean, again, just for fun. Just for fun. Obviously, the Dolphins aren't going to trade for Justin Jefferson. Hey, it'd be nice to have a superstar wide receiver like Justin Jefferson, but it's just not in the Dolphins' card right now. We're rebuilding. I'd much rather see them wait and go get Jeremiah Smith next year in the first round if Malik Willis ends up being our number one top guy. But yeah, again, there's so many different things you can do in the draft, in these mock drafts. They're just for fun. Francis and Spencer are here available for us with this pick. We're going to trade back one with the Cowboys to pick up that extra pick. 25, 28, 18, 14 with New Orleans. All right, we're going to take this offensive guard from Penn State here. Let's go ahead and get Colton Hood, the corner out of Tennessee. Get the wide receiver Chris Brazel from Tennessee. You can double down on the offensive guard position with Chase. I'm going to take running back Mike Washington Jr. out of Arkansas, which enables us to trade Devon Achane. I'm going to take Wheatley, the safety out of Penn State. I like him a lot. Take this edge from Michigan Barham. Going to take Dalen Everett from Georgia cornerback. Going to take Deion Burks, wide receiver, Oklahoma. We're going to double down on the running back position if we trade HN, Desmond Claiborne. Missing it. Am I missing it? Where are they? I need a hero. What the hell? I don't know. I don't see Seattle anywhere. Let's just say Tennessee first, second. Oh, they won't do that. First and a third. Picked up a first and a third for HN. Bentley tight end. Safety Thomas from the U. And let's see. B plus draft. All right, that's enough for today. Took the guard, the corner out of Hood, our corner Hood from Tennessee, Brazier corner for Tennessee. We took offensive guards, Chase, grabbed running back Mike Washington in this one to replace Devon Achane. Doubled down. Yeah, none of these are my favorites. I like the ones from yesterday better than today's. But they're all fun. You know what I mean? It's just fun. Just a good time. You know, the funny thing about who Miami's meeting with is typically these players that the Dolphins meet with or other players teams meet with, typically they don't draft those guys, which is really strange, right? Which is really strange. What's going on, Pete? Well, it's more like Malik is in trouble if you ask me, but we will see. Remember who the pressure is on right now. High-priced backup Malik has a ton to prove. Pete, I thought you were all in on. I thought you were pumped on Malik. I just can't wait till this draft gets here. I'm so curious to see how Sully goes about this draft. This is our first draft with him, and you can look towards how the Green Bay Packers have drafted, but again, Sully wasn't in control of that draft room. Did he give his opinion? Sure. Did they listen to his opinion? I'm sure to a point, but again, he's not the one that pulled the trigger. So you can't go based on what the Green Bay Packers have done over the last 20 years and say, oh, that's how Sully's going to do. No, you can't say that. You know, maybe Sully was in disagreement about not taking receivers high in the draft. Maybe Sully felt differently about a bunch of things. But that wasn't Sully's job. Sully's job was to scout players, give his 2 cents, you know, and I'm sure that's what he did. But now he's got the opportunity to be the chef in the kitchen. He's got an opportunity to do things the way he wants to do them, and we have no idea what that looks like because he's never been the guy in charge before. He's never been in charge before, so we have no idea what it's going to look like. He may completely catch us off guard. he may do a bunch of things in this draft that we aren't expecting. You know what I mean? Because of the Green Bay Packers way, and if he diverts from their game plan or the way that they type of way that they do things, we're going to be super surprised because we have it embedded in our head that we're the Green Bay Packers of the South. We're the Miami Packers. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's true. Yeah, he brought all his boys from Green Bay with him. He hired a head coach that was the defensive coordinator from the Green Bay Packers. They brought a bunch of their people down with them. But that doesn't mean everything's going to go exactly that way. Bro, Quinn Ewers is the best passer on the team, Big C. That's who's the best quarterback on the team. Listen, Pete, I'm not going to say that Quinn Ewers wasn't the right answer at quarterback this year. I'm not going to say he's better than Malik Willis because I don't know that to be true. I think both guys are we don't know what we have in either of those guys. There wasn't enough opportunity to see what they were. Malik only has a handful of games that he's started in. The same with Quinn Ewers. Now, there was some things that I liked out of Quinn Ewers last year watching him. Most notably, the way that he gets the ball out of his hands. He's got a super quick release, and I like that. I like that about him. Obviously, we know what Malik did over in Green Bay, filling in for Jordan Love. The one thing I will say about that is it's hard for a defensive coordinator to prepare for a quarterback that they weren't expected to play. So in those games that Malik Willis came into, the defensive coordinator wasn't prepared for that. They prepared all week for Jordan Love. And Jordan Love is a completely different quarterback than Malik Willis. So it's hard. It's hard. These coaches study players' tendencies and what they like to do and how they like to throw and all types of things. What type of plays they like to run. What makes them comfortable, what makes them uncomfortable. And coaches didn't get an opportunity to game plan against Malik Willis. So that made Malik Willis's job easier in Green Bay. It did. Does that mean he's not talented? No. Does that mean he can't be a starting quarterback in this league? No. It just means you can't take those 3 games that he played in Green Bay, and he played great in those 3 games. You can't take those 3 games and that's all the evidence that you need for him to be a great player. What's up, Nick? What's up? I've never seen Stafford and Wheels in the same sentence. The Shanahan scheme, you got Malik, Love, Purdy, and even Stafford, when healthy, has Wheels. All these teams can run the same scheme. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I don't think Matthew Stafford was a statue, but I wouldn't associate him with a running quarterback. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Just trying to get this channel to grow. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subs. When we get to 1,000 subs, there's going to be a major giveaway. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it strictly for members or subscribers, but we're probably doing $1,000 giveaway for 1,000 subs. I gave away 500 for 500 subs. So I want to do something nice and big for everybody. We'll definitely do some kind of drawing for just subscribers, but I want to do something special for the members of the channel. But I appreciate you. Listen, I'm just a Dolphin fan that loves this team. I'm not an expert. I'm not always right. I can admit when I'm wrong. I just call it how I see it. I call it how I see it. Stafford always been slow as molasses. Stafford's not a statue. There's players that are statues. Stafford's not a statue. You know who's the sneakiest, the best sneaky good runner in the league is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes doesn't take off full speed. He just somehow rips off 12, 13, 14, 15, 19-yard runs. Like, it blows my mind because he looks so athletic while he's doing it, but he consistently was the leading rusher for the Chiefs. And he is super unathletic looking while he does it. I mean, if you looked at Pat Mahomes, you wouldn't believe that he was he had as many rushing yards as he did. But yeah, the draft coming up, I'm curious to see if we try the trade back since we have so many holes on this team and try to gain some more picks. There's the rumor going around that the Miami Dolphins would like to add another first-round draft pick for next year's draft. How do they do that? You're going to have to trade something of value to get a first-round draft pick next year. And I think that's the smart move. If there's some way that you can get an extra first for 2027, I think that's the move you have to take because, again, this draft class in 2027 is supposed to be historically good for the quarterback position. And if you find out Malik Willis is not the answer to your quarterback problems, you're going to want to go quarterback next year. And you're going to want to have the ammunition to move up the draft board and get the guy that you want. Now, we got 2 firsts in this year's draft. Do I feel like there's really somebody worth? Would I rather have a first this year or a first next year? I'd probably rather have the first next year. Because when you get down to the end of the first round, I feel like in this year's draft, I feel like they're all second-round guys. So I feel like you can get just as talented a guy at 37 as you can at 30. So you might as well, try to trade that pick away and maybe get an extra first rounder in 2027. But that's just my opinion. Who do we have to garner a 2027 first round than Achane? I mean, you could possibly trade our first this year, our 30th pick this year for next year. And I know that's an unpopular decision, but if you really want the ammo in next year's draft, which next year's draft is supposed to be a better draft, you still got a bunch of picks in this year's draft, even without pick number 30. You still have the first at 11. You still got 43 in the second. And then you got 4 third-round picks. So you'll still have a bunch of picks. Zach Wilson is better than Tua, and that's facts. That's not a fact. That's a lie. And we don't listen. Tua is the backup quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. There's no need to talk about him. Jacoby Brissett's not better than Tua neither. Again, I think that's he's the backup quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, so I'm not going to continue to talk about him. But yeah, let me know if there's other topics you want to do a shows on. We can redraft some prior year drafts. I think that website lets us do different years. So if you want to redo the Tua draft, if you want to redo the Deion Jordan draft, just for fun, again, this is a slower time of the year. So Pete, you lose all credibility when you make statements like that, brother. You lose credibility when you make statements like that. Brissett wasn't better than Tua. He wasn't. Nobody in the world thought that. Nobody thought that. But all right, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed your time. Again, special thanks to everybody that has helped push the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share. Become a member. Become a member. If you guys want an opportunity to win the big money when we get to 1,000 subs, become a member. A bunch of other awesome things come along with being a member. We're probably going to do a jersey giveaway here soon, too. I don't know what jersey. Maybe Marino, maybe Azanka. Who else? Maybe a JT. Maybe JT. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But my wife's getting ready to leave for the day, so I gotta go say hello to her. But thank you for all joining the show. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button, and I'll see y'all later. Give me that H-hand jersey, brother. Nah. All right, brother. I'll see y'all later, and you know what it is. Fins up.
Yeah. It's Big C. Fin Posse Podcast in the building. If you hating on the Fins, turn this up louder. I grew up on Shula. Chalk lines, cold rain, Marino in the pocket, dropping dimes, pure flame. 7-2 perfect, you can't say a thing back. Undefeated on your head, living rent-free fact. Jason Taylor off the edge, helmets turning skyward. That thumping chest, every hit like a siren. You talking about rings, get your history straight. We the reason that the word perfect holds weight. It's that Fin Posse, rage, turn the volume up. Hey, slick on Miami, you'll get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, rage, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get that story right. Yeah, Larry C. Sonka in the mud, blood on his mouthpiece. Ricky in the backfield, making whole crowd screech. Wake off the snap count, quarterbacks daydreaming. By the time they look up, all they see is teal streaming. You forgot about Grease, you forgot about Twilly, you forgot Nat Moore. Going up, getting silly from Marino to Tua lineage, same jersey. We've been airing that thing out since before you that 30. Posse, rage, turn the volume up. Y'all slick from Miami, you get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse, rage, put respect on the name. Big C on the mic, lighting lanes in the flame. This the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. If you talking about the Fins, better get the story right. This for the diehards, slamming doors on the loss. This for the old heads still quoting Shula talk. This for the kids wearing jerseys in June, waiting all year just to scream in the room. It's that Fin Posse rage, turn the volume up. Talk slick on Miami, you'll get called out tough. From the Orange Bowl ghost to that aqua on the cuff. If you doubt these Dolphins, you ain't studied us enough. Fin Posse rage, put respect on the name. Big C in the crew, let them drown in the shame. It's the Fin Posse rage, yeah, we bark, we bite. Fin Posse Podcast, get the Dolphin story right. Woo!